Hello Internet, I am Amir and welcome back to TypeScript TV. In the second video of our series React 17 and TypeScript, we are going to learn basic data structures in TypeScript like objects and arrays, and later we're going to render an array of objects in React. So stay with me. Script. So npm start, what it does is that it will do React scripts and then start. This is the custom scripting that create React app internally has, and it will run the webpack and TypeScript compiler and all this stuff. If we would jump back to where we was at the previous video, we had a simple app component, which is a React FC React function component. I forgot to say that this FC stands for function component. As you can see, it's just a link to the original React function component. Yep, we had a React functional component that used to just render a div with a simple text of hello TypeScript TV. Alright, so in this series, we are going to build a blog that shows some posts, and later we will add functionalities like adding a new post and a state management and more stuff. But for now, the question is, how do we represent an object in JavaScript? Well, usually what you will do is that like imagine a blog post. What does a blog post has? Like it has a title, it has a description, and maybe an author, and maybe a boolean field like is published. Yep. So how do we represent that in JavaScript world? Where we say like const post. I'm hard coding it just for demo purposes. What we will do is that we say like title like example post, and description, some text, and author, who is like me, Amir, and is published. And then this one is a boolean, like false or true. But if we want to do this in TypeScript, how do we do that? There's a word called interface in TypeScript. Interface. Sorry for my bad typing. Yep. What it does that it represents a shape of an object for you. Like in our example, like we say interface post and then curly brackets, and we say that it has a title. The type for that title is a string. It has a description. The type for that is also a string. Author string, and lastly is published, which is a boolean. Yep. And for now, if I would do like this post is of type post. Remember that we could add a type to a variable by doing colon and then the name of our type, which is post here. And if I would just remove this, it will start to give me an error that property is published is missing in type, because it's assuming this on the plain object as a type. So it's telling me that is published is not inside of this custom type that we have. So what we will do is just we add it, and as you can see, it gives you IntelliSense. Like if you would type wrongly, you will still get an error. Like object literal may only specify known properties, but is published a does not exist in type post. Did you mean to write is published? Do you see how much clever it is? It's it's also guessing that you have done a typo. this is a beauty of TypeScript. But how do we represent an array of posts? Like usually in a blog, we don't have only one post. Like we fetch our posts from some server, some database, or even locally, and there are multiple ones. Like I cannot imagine a person in the world that would make a blog just to have one post. Okay, how do we do that? And for that purpose, we can create a custom type. Like there are multiple different ways. First way is that we say like as we are going to do multiple posts, so I'll change the variable name to posts, and I say posts is of type array, and then angle brackets posts. With this, I'm telling the TypeScript compiler that this variable post has a type of the type is an array of posts of this interface. So basically, it's an array of an object, which is this. There is also one more way that usually people mostly don't use this. There is also one other syntax to tell that this post is an array of posts, and that is we do post and then brackets. This is like what people mostly use. Has the exact same meaning of array, and then we pass post. Like if you're used to be a Go developer, in Go you represent an array or a list of structures with this syntax. But in TypeScript, it's this. We have to fix the error for this. It says that this type is not assignable to type posts array of posts. So what we will do is that we add in brackets, surrounding brackets. So it's an array of posts. So if we would want to duplicate, we can just simply do that, and I will say posting example post 3, and yeah, 2, sorry, 2, and this one, the maybe second one is not published, just for demo purposes. Yeah, now we have an array of posts, and we're gonna render this in React. So how do we do that? Well, what I will do is that let this title be there. I will create a separate div for our posts. Maybe we could add an h1 around this, so it will look a little bit better, a little bit larger actually. And in React, when you do want to write an expression, you do it with curly brackets. Like if you want to calculate what is 1 plus 1, basically here you can run JavaScript expression. And I say that this thing here, posts dot map. This is just the basic JavaScript map method which exists on array. As you can see, this posts is an array, and any array has methods like map, filter, and I don't know, for each, and reduce, a lot more. And I'll map this for first parameter is post, the second is index, which we don't need, and I'll map it to another div element. I guess I'm having an extra parenthesis somewhere. I'm not really sure. Oh no, the issue is that I haven't closed this div. So yeah, maybe we could add a paragraph here, and we say like title, and for that again I'll do the uh, curly braces here because again we are going to write expressions, and I say post dot, as you can see it's giving me IntelliSense again, and again we are seeing the beauty of TypeScript. Title, and for more we can have description and author and is published. Later we can play with this is published because it's a boolean, but for this episode let's just render it. And as I'm lazy, I'll just copy paste this, and there we go. So let's jump to our browser to see the result. Okay, we are getting a very weird error. Oh no, that was for the closing div. Yes, we are seeing our posts just here, and maybe we could add an HR tag just to, yeah, split them so we can see them better. Yep, this is our post. And if I would open up the console here, we should definitely see an error, a warning actually. And it says each child in list should have a unique key prop. What is this? The point is that when you render a list of elements, when you map elements in React, like we are mapping an array of objects to divs, like three different divs, because our object has three different our array has three different objects. But internally, when this would change, React needs a key for its internal comparing. As you know that there is a what was the name? Yeah, virtual DOM in React, which React makes a new object of what should be newly rendered, and compares it to what was earlier rendered, and gets a diff, and then renders that diff, renders only the parts that are changed. And for this we as a developer should do, we don't want to necessarily know what is exactly deep down in React, but what we should know is that every time, there is no exceptions on this, every time that you do a map, just pass a prop to the first element, like to the very first top parent called key, and the value of this key should be unique. Like if I would do post dot author, again it will give me a warning, and it says encounter two children with the same key, Amir. So this key must be unique. And yep, our title and descriptions are unique, but this is just test. In a real production app, usually you would use IDs for this, like post.id. And yeah, I will do title because our titles are different. And yep, no errors or warnings. Our key errors are fixed now, but one issue that is still remaining, and I forgot to fix it. I didn't see it at all, and I found it during the editing of this video. Is that this property is published, has nothing to, is not showing anything at all. And what is this, like why this is happening? Is that basically we are here, this is published, is a boolean value, but React cannot render booleans, uh, you cannot just return something like false. What should React do, like render a string of false? It's not possible. Actually it is possible, but it's not a decision in React to do so. So what we will do is that we say like a post is published and then question mark. Like I'm doing a ternary operator here. Like if it's published, just say true, otherwise false. If you would refresh, yeah, is published, true, false, true. Yeah, because our second post was false. If you remember here, yes. All right, so congrats, you just rendered your very first array of elements with TypeScript and React. See you in the next episode.